Hello everyone and welcome back once again. This is your science teacher here, and this time I am here with a brand new chapter of NCERT grade 6, that is getting to know plant. Students, this chapter will be in two parts and this one is the first part of your chapter number 7. Students, as you all know that Earth is the only planet in our solar system that has the survival conditions for life to exist on it. And students, this is just because due to the presence of oxygen and water on Earth. And students, we must also recognize that life wouldn't have been possible if weren't for the oxygen emitting plants, and life wouldn't have been able to take shape on Earth. And students, all these plants are not only our source of oxygen but also the major source of the food that we eat in our daily life. So students, in this chapter we are going to learn and discuss about different types of plants, and we will also discuss that how they are classified. So let's start. Now students, the first topic of this chapter is herbs, shrubs and trees. Students, plants are generally classified on the basis of the thickness of their stems and the place of origin of their branches. And students, on these criteria, plants are generally classified into three broad categories, that are herbs, shrubs and trees. Now let's understand that what are herbs, shrubs and trees and what is the difference between the three. The first one is herbs. Students, herbs are small plants that have a fleshy or juicy stem when they are young, and generally these plants bears many branches. For example, coriander, mint, oregano, parsley, etc. And students, these plants also have aromatic properties that are used for flavoring and garnishing food, and also for medicinal purposes or for fragrances. Now students, the next category is shrubs. Students, shrubs also known as bush, and a shrub or bush is a small to medium sized woody plant, and generally their branches originate from the base of the stems. And students, the next important thing about shrubs is that they are much taller than herbs but usually shorter than trees. For example, aloe vera, rose, jasmine, blackberry, etc. Now students, the next category is trees. Students, a tree is a tall plant with a trunk and branches made up of wood. And students, as compared to shrubs and herbs, trees can live for many years, and in trees the branches originate from the upper part and are very high above the ground, as for example neem, peepal, coconut, etc. Students, there are two other kind of plants as well. As the first one is creepers. Students, creepers are those kind of plants that have weak stem and grow along the ground around another plant or up a wall by means of extending stems or branches. And students, as I said that creepers have soft, weak and green stems, so these plants cannot stand straight, and that's why they creep along the ground. For example, pumpkin, watermelon, etc. The next type of plant is climbers. Students, climbers are plants whose stems are weak, so they climb up trees and walls for support to grow. For example, grapevine, cucumber, etc. Now students, from this section onwards we are going to learn and discuss about the different parts of a plant. And the first one is stem. Students, the stem is that part of the plant that connects the roots to the leaves, and it also helps to transport absorbed water and minerals to different parts of the plant. And students, it is the stem that bears branches, flowers, leaves, fruits and buds, as you can see here in this image. This one is the stem, and this stem bears leaf, fruit, flower, etc. And students, as you all know that in a plant the roots absorb the water and minerals from the soil, and then this water and minerals is transported by the stem to the other parts of the plant in upward direction. And students, in fact, you can also observe this phenomena is just by soaking the stem of a plant in a glass with water by adding colored ink into it. And students, when you do so, then you will observe that after a while the stem and the leaves of the plant start to turn the color of the ink that you use. And students, this proves that the stem carries the water to the different part of the plant. Now students, the next part of a plant is leaf. Students, in a plant, the leaves are mainly responsible for performing two essential functions for plant's survival and growth. And students, these two functions are transpiration and photosynthesis. But students, before discussing these two important functions of a leaf, firstly we will discuss the different parts of a leaf. Students, mainly the leaf is divided into three different parts: the midrib, the veins, lastly the leaf blade or lamina. Now students, let's understand each and every parts of a leaf elaborately. The first one is petiole. Students, this petiole is the stalk-like structure that join the leaf to the plant. Now students, the next part of a leaf is lamina. Students, this lamina is the extended part of a leaf, this one here. And students, the green portion of any leaf which is responsible for photosynthesis is called lamina. Now the third part is veins. Students, as you can see here in this image, there are many lines that runs through the surface of the leaf. And students, these minute thread-like structure are called as veins. And students, the design that you observe in this lamina of the leaf are called leaf venation. And students, all these thread-like structure helps to transport water and minerals to each and every part of the leaf. Now students, the next part of a leaf is midrib. Students, this midrib is the central prominent thick structure right in the middle of the leaf, as you can see here, this one. And students, the function of the midrib is to help in support of the leaf and also prevent it from breaking. Students, as I said that there are many minute thread-like structures all over the leaf lamina. And students, these thread-like structure are known as veins. Now students, on the basis of the design of these veins, leaves are broadly categorized into two types. And students, the pattern and the design of these veins are known as venation. And students, these venations are basically of two types, that are reticulate venation and parallel venation. Students, as I said, that this venation is the phenomena of arrangement of veins in the lamina of the leaf surface. And students, now let's discuss each and every type of venation, and the first one is reticulate venation. And students, in reticulate venation, the leaves form the network like structure as you can see here in this image. So students, when veins form a net like shape on either side of the midrib, then this type of venation is called as reticulate venation. And students, this kind of venation is generally observed in guava and mango plant. Now students, the next type of venation is parallel venation. And students, in this type of venation, veins arise from the midrib and run parallel to each other. And this kind of venation is generally observed in banana, wheat, coconut, etc. Now students, with this topic here, the first part of your chapter number 7 is completed here. Now I will be come back soon with the second part of this chapter. Till then, stay home, stay safe and stay healthy.